As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Live life as though nobody's watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. One cannot be prepared for something while secretly believing it will not happen. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Time waits for no one. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. We must use time creatively and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and fear. Either you run the day or the day runs you. When a man has denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. A good head and good hearts are always a formidable combination, but when you add to that illiterate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. All great achievements require time. Let there be justice for all, let there be peace for all, let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. Let each know that for each, the body, the mind, and the soul have been free to fulfill themselves. Well done is better than well said. The main sign of mutual friendship is the enjoyment of communication. Peace is the greatest weapon for development that any person can have. The trouble is, you think you have time. A person does not become a freedom fighter in the hope of winning awards. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. It always seems impossible until it's done. In this life, we cannot do great things. We can only do small things with great love. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. I am not a saint unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. That way lays defeat and death. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. If a man thinks badly of you, then he is worse than you. Those who are better than you just don't care about you. To find out if your friend is loyal, ask him to lie to another friend. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. May you live all the days of your life. No single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act as a collective. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. To be free is not merely to cast off one's genes, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Never leave till tomorrow that which you can do today. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. You will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Quitting is leading to There is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important thing. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. After climbing a green hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Where you stand depends on where you sit. Life is never fair, and perhaps it is a good thing for most of us that it is not. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. If you talk to a man in the language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Keep smiling, because life is a beautiful thing, and there's so much to smile about. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity, it is an act of justice. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. If you really look closely, most overnight successes took a long time. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that is less than what you are capable of living. If you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. Do one thing every day that scares you. It is music and dancing that make me at peace with the world. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. You may delay, but time will not. Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, of honesty, but humility. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. There were a few misfortunes in this world, that you cannot turn into a personal triumph if you have the iron will and the necessary skill. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. Life is trying things to see if they work. Time waits for no one. There is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important thing. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. All great achievements require time. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged, to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. Do not let making a living prevent you from making a life. Life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24-hour days. A goal is a dream with a deadline. The trouble is, you think you have time. Either you run the day, or the day runs you. Good people always marry bad people, because the right ones feel to add. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Tread softly, breathe peacefully, laugh hysterically. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. Life is made of ever so many partings welded together. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. The secret of success is to do the common thing uncommonly well. I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. Don't watch the clock, do what it does. Keep going. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Time is money. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Life is a long lesson in humility. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. May you live all the days of your life. You will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Do not let making a living prevent you from making a life. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Only free men can negotiate. Prisoners can't enter in contracts. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world.